All right, ladies and gents. The reason I'm excited is because I like to talk a lot. And because so little happens on Arena, I get to talk even more than usual. That's not really why I'm excited. The Civ matchup is actually really fascinating. And in the yellow, we have a player named Cloud. That's what I'm going to call him. He is the best player in Taiwan, though it's pretty close, actually. Sorakuma, like some 19-year-old kid, is pretty close to where he's at nowadays. Cloud is a boomer, man. He's just like Dad. He's like mid to late 30s, but also in terms of his play style, he's very economic based. And he has Burgundians, a Civ that can research their eco upgrades one age earlier. And also now, and I think it's too much, man. I think the devs took it one step too far. The eco upgrades are also discounted by 50%. So 6 civilization for Arena, because the weakness of Burgundians is if they're trying to get those techs and they're pressured early, they might fall behind. You have stone walls. You don't have to do any work for it. You just protect it instantly. So you've got to be feeling pretty good if you're in Cloud's position right now. And then over here, you've got Doubt. Some people might also know Doubt as the Lord. And Doubt is Teutons, a Civ with cheap farms, a Civ with insane monks, insane siege, insane cav. Top 5 on Arena. Very few civilizations give Teutons problems. And I would say maybe the civilizations that do give Teutons problems on Arena are civs that can go into early Arbalest. And with early Arbalest, that you can hit Teutons before they master siege, and then maybe push them with Trebs or something. But Burgundians don't get Arbalest. When you're thinking Burgundians, you're thinking... Yeah, when you're thinking Burgundians, you've got to be thinking all about the Paladins and the hand cannons, maybe. And maybe that's the trick. Maybe it's the hand cannons with Paladins that could be good against Teutons. Let's see. Cup in chat says, hey, T90, smelly YouTube lurker here. You're not the first person that's shown up from YouTube saying they smell recently. Which is actually really funny. Because when I say bye YouTube or whatever on stream sometimes, Dux, who's in chat right now for years, has said, hey, YouTube, you smell. So I don't know if that's caught on, but I'd like YouTubers to know that you don't smell. I mean, if you might. Okay, you might. If so, take a shower. But anyways, hi T90, smelly YouTube lurker here. I've been binging some of the old videos lately, and since I followed Hidden Cup 4 quite actively, it's so crazy to see how far the overlay has come. It's beautiful. If only we had Spec Chat. Much love. Well, much love to you too, smelly person. A Fugax says, I'm from YouTube and I smell. Well, listen. It is your right to smell. I'm just saying that if you watch on YouTube and not on Twitch, it doesn't mean you smell. Yeah, maybe that means you smell good. That's true. All right. Well, 3 on wood over here for Cloud. And Cloud, he already has his wood upgrade. Probably could delay that farm upgrade because you're not going to need farms for quite a bit. But I still think getting it in Dark Age could be good. And
Hey, sir.
Here you've got Dal, and it's a boomy map, right? So they're probably just going fast castle. And Dalt's been really trolly today. So I don't know if Dalt's going to go for something that's not just arena meta. But we'll have to keep an eye more on him. I think Cloud's going to play this pretty standard. Coloros says, I don't understand why to lure all the deer and have 2 on each and 3 on board, for example. Can you explain that? Yeah, it's really not super efficient to... It's not letting me click the boar, actually. But it's not really efficient to have less than like 6 or 7 on boar. So if you saw that, I would disagree with that. Normally, if you stick to a standard build, you're going to have 6 or 7 on boar. Or maybe 7 or 8 on boar. And then when you push in the deer, you pull 2 for each deer. But it's arena, man. Like, you don't even need to nitpick over small specifics when it comes to food like that, because there's so much food. You have the time to push in all your deer, and you got some cows and sheep too, so I don't think there's going to be any issues here. Whoa! What is Cloud doing? Why is he going feudal age? Okay, what this looks like is a build where you'd go fast feudal for eco upgrades, which does happen from time to time. But he is the only civilization that can research eco upgrades one age earlier. So he already has the feudal age wood upgrade. Wait a second. Is it possible he's doing it to get the Castle Age wood upgrade? Because I guess that would be a possibility. I've never seen this approach on Arena before with Burgundian. He's getting the farm upgrade, which makes sense. I don't think the second farm upgrade is really useful. I think horse collar is more than fine. But he's got to be going for that wood upgrade. I actually played Clouds in a 1v1 the first time I played Burgundians. And all he did was wall and boom and get eco upgrades. And I tried to be aggressive, and there was just a bunch of walls. So here the walls are here for him. That was back when Costeliers were absolutely broken too, and I was making knights against Costeliers, and that was not a fun time. All right. Whoa! I hope this works. I hope this is impressive in some way. This is interesting.
Host community games.
So he goes fastish feudal to get the Castle Age wood and farm upgrade. Interesting. I mean, his Castle Age, if you look at Doubt's build, this is a 26 pop up, and this is kind of standard to go for scouts. He will go for scouts because he's making the barracks already. So we're comparing Cloud's build, which is something I haven't seen tested before, against a standard arena build. It's possible this could change the meta, guys. We could be looking at a meta shift right now. Thank you, Midna. And thank you, Dirty Alderman. Yeah, Midna. Yeah, you can. That's funny. Thanks for a year and a half. It's been a while. All right. I'm just curious to see what the uptimes look like, because normally you're going to sacrifice your Castle Age time with this. But the eco is ultra efficient. Let's actually do this, chat. I don't know if it's really kicked in yet. Well, it is rising ever so slightly there for Cloud. But Doubt also sent villagers to gold, and Cloud hasn't done that yet. So Cloud's going to stone now. Going to stone. Wait, is he... I want to see him collect 10 gold here. Because if you collect 10 gold and take your gold count to 110, the first person to sell 100 stone gets 91 gold in return, which would then take his gold count to 201, which would be just enough to go Castle Age. I think we're about to see what I just said. This is honestly a pretty sick build order. I'm actually surprised he has so much food already.
Bonjour.
So watch. He's not going to make a mining camp here, I don't think. I think his plan is to sell stone. Yeah, he's going to drop off the golds. Now, this whole gold thing is been incorporated into castle builds where you go to stone over many, many years. He's going to sell 100 stone. Now he has 201. Then he uses 200. He's on his way up. Okay, so he'll be on his way up in a second. He has wheelbarrow. And the reason he's sent like 3 to stone here is for a boom build. Boom into a castle, basically. So he's now going to have enough stone recuperated so he can add TCs in the next stage. And then he'll still be on stone to make a castle. But I mean, he's 90 seconds behind Doubt to the next age. Let's look at the efficiency of it again. That's worth it, I'd say. 300 more wood and 300 more food. But it also depends on what he's able to do with it. Because at least in Doubt's case, he's going to have scouts out for map control, and he's going to try and get relics, which are really important on this map. So you are kind of giving up relics, but can he, with this much eco, can he go immediately to 4 TCs? He could probably go immediate. He could add 2 TCs and then switch into a 4th TC maybe. Huh. Sorry, I'm just, if I'm sitting here and not speaking as much, it's just I'm trying to inspect the situation here. Now, do you go for the final wood upgrade? The imp wood upgrade? I would say normally I don't think it's worth it, but because the devs, and I think it's a bad decision. I don't think they should have 50% off eco upgrades. It's too much. But because it's now 50% off those upgrades, I think you could actually do it. TC. TC. And he could go for another TC. Wow. He's not getting the Impwood upgrade, for those wondering. And Doubt's just like, what's he doing over there? Doubt's got these scouts out here. But what's better on Arena? Is it better to be slightly worse off in eco and get relics? Or is it better to have all the eco? And another TC! Oh my god, if he wins this game with Flemish Revolution or something too, I'm just gonna... This is so unique. Look at those town centers, bro. Like, is eco better or relics better? Doubt has an amazing booming civ for behind relics. So he's gonna be 3 TCs. And since he was faster to Castle Age, the second TC came out faster. So, I mean, Doubt's position... It's not like Doubt's going to be that far behind. I still think I prefer Doubt's approach. However, this is very unique, and I'm willing to see where it goes. It's also worth keeping in mind that Doubt is a better player than Cloud. But, I mean, salutes in chat for YouTube already, man. This is so... Oh my... Bro, stop it! It's too much. It's too much of a boom. Can you even justify that one? Holy crap, dude. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I just count? Yeah, 6 TCs. He'll have handcart. I don't know if he'll have the farm number for these TCs to create villagers all the time. Because he only has, well, now 11 on food. He'll probably start buying some food here or there. So, the numbers you want to shoot for Vill production would be 6 on food per TC. I'm no math whiz, and I might need to call Spirit about this one, but 12 on food for 6 TCs doesn't really add up. I think that this TC really is going to stall out what he wants to do here, because that was 275 wood.
For the good times.
And that could have been... sorry, I'm trying to do math. 6 farms. 6 farms? 4 farms? 4, 5, something like that. 5, whatever. So yeah, you'll see his TC idle time start to climb up. Now, the one thing that you need to think about when you're thinking Burgundians is Flemish Revolution, which is a technology that turns all of your villagers into military. And I would still maintain that I don't think that you should be able to instantly change all your villagers to military. I think there could be more creative ways to keep it within the theme of Age of Empires 2. Still feels kind of gimmicky. And I've had many rants on this, but you guys probably already know my opinion, so I'm just going to leave it at that and say that it exists. And when you... And I have a video I'm going to upload to YouTube about this too, because I was toying around with it recently, because it exists. The thing with that is if you research that technology, you go from however many eco to 0. And you then need to replenish your eco. And so one of the best things you can do if you're going to do that is make sure you have insane food eco. And then research the tech, send all your military forward, and then produce more villagers and send them right back to your farms. So I'm thinking with this many TCs, if he wants to go Flemish Revolution, it would kind of make sense, because then he has 6 TCs to get his vills back. 7! Because why not at this point, you know? Maybe it would be wise to make a university and research treadmill crane so you can build your TCs faster. I mean, what is this ridiculousness? But anyways, what you've done is you've given Doubt all the relics when you boom like this. But if this works, Teutons are a top 5 arena civ easily. And I also think Teutons like shape up so nicely against Burgundians because of Teutonic Knights and Paladins. You know, Burgundians can't really exploit any weaknesses Teutons have, so... But you look at it, Doubt, granted he is behind some upgrades, but he's only behind by 8 villagers, and he's got 5 relics bringing in gold. But I think Doubt's position is still way stronger. I want it to work, guys. No offense, Doubt, but whatever Cloud's trying to do here, I want it to work. Now, here's the crucial thing. And again, even though I've dissed the Flemish Revolution, I really do feel like I have a strong grasp on it. Like, I've won with the Flemish Revolution, like, I don't know. I want to say 10 times ever since it's come out. That's like the equivalent of saying, my dad works for Microsoft, bro. I'm really important. But anywho, I think when you take map control with the militia, you have to have trebs behind it. That's key. Especially here. So you take map control, it's going to take them forever to be able to mass the amount of military to deal with you. While that's happening, you need siege behind it. And so, I don't know. I think Cloud is very experienced with it, whatever this is. So he's probably tried it before. Castiliers? 7 TC boom into Castiliers? Well, maybe he's just making a few of them. Maybe Castiliers are sick against Teutons, too. I don't think we've seen it enough to know. Okay, monks are there to get a conversion. Doubt never gets quick conversion, so that's never going to happen. And, you know, for Cloud, he still hasn't clicked up to Imp. And Doubt, how's he going to approach this? Doubt's going to sit back. Doubt figures, let's not overextend against Burgundians, because then they could revolt. So let's just make defensive castles. I have the relics. I'll be fine. He just bought some stone, too. Are we going to see Teutonic Knights, guys?
Thanks, as always,
Oh.
for the content.
Okay, Castiliers get some kills. Now, I need to tap into the actual game to show you guys something, because Capture Age doesn't have a way of showing it. Okay, you see this white bar right here? Castiliers have a charge effect. So the first attack is a lot stronger, and they have the recharge. So it's kind of like a hit, run, sit back type of a deal. And that's not shown within Capture Age. But their first attack, when charged, is 8 plus 25. I'll go back into Capture Age. We're seeing infantry armor. This is going to be into Flemish Revolution. If he's getting infantry armor, right? It's not like he's going to get champions. But how many... What if he goes to, like, 200 Vils and 4 Trebs? Okay, or 195 Vils and 5 Trebs. And then he just Trebs. Doubt can never get enough military out. And he just Trebs all of Doubt's castles down. And replenishes his Vils. I think that could work. And Doubt's relics are also on the front. Halberd cannons are way better. Not against Teutons. Because the... First off, I disagree with that for 2 reasons. First off, you need to wait for chemistry if you're going bombard cannons, which takes a long time. Doubt even went fortified wall. Doubt knows what's coming. He knows what's up, dude. He's going to start to wall up. Legend of Wall here. But yeah, Teuton castles also outrange bombard cannons with crenellations. So, as crenellations is coming in, Doubt is playing defense, and Doubt would just take that out. We're seeing archer ranges now for Clouds. But I don't think completed chemistry. I could be wrong. Burgundians do have hand cannons that do, what is it, 25% extra damage? But having hand cannons that do 25% extra damage is like having, it's like adding 6 inches to the height of a 4-foot person and saying they're tall. And I make that joke because hand cannons are a very weak unit. They're like, they're only have 35 HP, and even halberdiers can take them out. It's very situational. Irish Al says, I wish I could add 6 inches. Yeah. I think you guys are referencing something else. I was talking about height. All right, let's be responsible. There's a castle. Another castle for Doubt, and he's got the walls up. And yeah, I wonder what's gonna happen, people. Listen, I agree this is exciting to an extent, but I just think that this is too ridiculous to be in Age of Empires, man. Come on, Dev. How is that? Oh, boy. I mean, I'll take it for the content. Flemish Revolution is in. Now, he has the Trebs. We talked about how Teutons could probably be one of the best civs to deal with this. If this works, this is after it's been nerfed, this is absolutely obscenely strong. Now, Doubt's bombard cannons need to snipe the Trebs, and I think he's good, actually. The bombard cannon play from Doubt is actually amazing. Cloud has 190 military. Now, what I'm thinking is you can toss away these bodies. You can get rid of these Flemish militia, right? So if the bomber cannons show themselves at all, then you just dive in to kill them. So Doubt, I think, has actually done the right thing to get behind his walls. And wait a second. Is he going to put his bomber cannon in that one gap to hit the Trebs? That would be funny. One castle's gone down. Now, Cloud, meanwhile, is going to he's going to create more villagers and try and get his pop back up. He's lost about 40 military units over the last couple moments. His Doubt's going to make another castle. Now, if the Trebs go after this castle, basically the positioning on this is really important, because if the Trebs go after this castle or this castle, the bomber cannons could probably range it. So it was really wise from Doubt to sit back. He didn't want to overextend. And Doubt's doing really good here. And he's also making Teutonic Knights. Now, this was the unit. Teutonic Knights, I think, should own Flemish militia. I just don't see how there's any chance. But then again, if you make hand cannons are a unit that should be good against infantry. And the Flemish militia are now through. 170 population versus 150 population. It's just the military and the eco are flip-flopped right now. And yes, Teutonic Knights are strong, but Doubt has to compete with 100 military units up against him. Bombard cannons hitting the hand cannons. Cloud's got to focus on that. Cloud really has to be careful about that one there, as he's going to go in for the relics. But I think you've got to go in for more than just those relics. I think you've got to get those castles. In theory, though, if he could like somehow relic heist and get away with all those relics, then I could see, long-term things being better for him as he's making more hand cannons. But his eco's really fragile now. He's down to 90 pop. Doubt has defended from the revolution. And look at that KD. Dealt with 180 kills, 52 deaths. And now the Trebs are going to start to fall for Cloud. Oh, no. The revolution has failed. So smart from Doubt to play this the way he did, though. Getting fortified wall and not making all of his castles forward was the key. Also, I think Teutons are just insane against this. As only Doubt loses every single bombard cannon. But it doesn't matter, guys. The hand cannons, even though they'll get a few kills, they're still 35 HP units, and the Teutonic Knights will two-shot them. Doubt has economy to work with, and it did not work for Cloud. But what a ridiculous game. I mean, I feel like that was still really fascinating. And I think what Cloud did there has a lot of potential if you do it up against any other Civ. Giving up the relics is a little bit suspect, but if you're not going to win an early imp anyways with that type of a build, then it doesn't really matter, right? So relics are more of a long-term thing. There's the timeline for you. Cloud just instantly had 190 military, and Doubt needed to defend, and he did with the Crenellations castles, the Teutonic Knights, and the bombard cannons. But I think all three of those things were needed there. I think if he missed one of them, like let's say he missed bombard cannon, dead. Not necessarily. Well, it would have been worse, right? If he's missing Teutonic Knights, possibly dead. If he's missing Crenellations, maybe not dead, but he wouldn't have been as effective of a defense there. Now, what I want to look at now is Cloud's profile. I think, and this is probably going to hit YouTube, so I'm going to cut this off and just tease YouTube, right? My guess is Cloud is doing this in other games. My guess is Cloud is doing this against other civs. And I think it's very possible that there's examples of this working really well. I don't think that there's a chance that Cloud hasn't at least practiced that before. And I know I played him when he's Burgundian, so I will have to look, and maybe we have some cool content coming from that in the future, because the build order, the boom, and all of that was actually pretty impressive in the mid-game.